is coming at you again.
And welcome back to the podcast where you just can't get enough of them DemBoyzTalks. It's Jaenoon and we're coming back at you again. As always, this ain't a one-man show, so everybody introduce themselves.
This is King Bob.
It's Dale Pickles.
Axolotl the human bottle.
Thank you, everybody.
You're welcome.
This is Childhood Movies Month. We're gonna be...
What was with the tones on that one?
Childhood Movies Month. It's all good.
You can fix that in post.
I'll fix that. I won't fix that in post. It's the second week of Childhood Movies Month. We're going to be reviewing the Digimon movie from the 2000s. We're going to be reviewing moments, characters, and stuff from the movie. So I just want to give out a big spoiler alert. So if you haven't watched it, you didn't have a childhood, you can shut us off right now. Or if you don't care, you can keep on listening because we love to have you here. As always, we're going to start off with a good old synopsis.
So before we start with the synopsis, I just want to direct you to follow our Instagram page, DemBoyzTalks, boys with a Z, for news, updates, and more pertaining to the podcast. Digimon the Movie was the first Digimon film released to the Americas in October 2000. The movie begins with a new threat on the internet, and the digidestined must come together with the help of their Digimon friends in order to take down a powerful new Digimon, Diaboromon. Diaboromon.
What is it?
It's Diaboromon. I had to write that in there, so I was like...
Yo, Diaboromon?
Diaboromon.
Oh, Diaboromon.
Because usually the names refer to what it is, right?
Well, it's like a Diablo.
This is like a Mexican demon.
So essentially it looks like a devil. That's why they call it Diaboromon.
Yeah.
But very good synopsis still.
Kill that shit.
Hey.
Thank God he's back, bro.
Hey.
No, you guys did good.
Hey, we missed you.
Yeah, we missed you, man. It's nice to have...
Things got a little wild back there.
Nah, you guys,
Yeah.
it was good. I liked it.
You hear that synopsis last time? Wow.
It was funny.
Yeah.
I loved it.
It's really nice to have you back, Dale.
Yes,
The good old
thanks.
Chief Executive Director of Art and
I
Analysis.
have a title now.
He's got a title now. Hey, what's my title?
You're the comedic relief.
Can I have a Mr. in front of that?
No, you can't.
All right, let's talk about this movie.
Let's get down to business, boys. So this movie, this week was my week. So I picked the Digimon movie. Originally, we had Jumanji on the list, but after talking with Axolotl about it, I was like, Digimon movie played a big part in my childhood and all of our childhoods. So let's do the Digimon movie, and I know we have the Pokemon movie by Dill next week.
Yep.
Which I'm very much looking forward to. But we can have both Digimon and Pokemon.
We don't discriminate.
Well,
We don't
the thing
discriminate.
Is, though, it's because both of those things played a major role growing
Exactly.
up. On YTV it was both. There was the recess debates of which is better, but we all know that you love them both.
Yes.
And they both have their qualities that make them special.
Do you remember trying to explain to your parents what the difference was?
Yeah.
How-
They were all Pikachu. They're all Pikachu.
Yeah, they were all Pikachu.
Hey, you're watching that Pikachu? Yeah, it was the same.
My sister knew. At least my sister knew.
Yeah.
But my parents had no clue.
Yeah.
Wait, did your parents take you to go watch the Pokemon Digimon movie?
My dad did. I didn't see the Digimon theater in theaters.
Neither
I
did I.
only saw Pokemon.
Oh, you guys were deprived.
Yeah.
I
had the VHS, or I took out.
I had the VHS.
The orange tapes?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just for anyone's trivia knowledge, if anyone remembers Angela Anaconda, the newspaper cutout animation cartoon of horrors.
Hey, it was.
For the times, it was horrific.
You know what's funny? Yeah, when you're younger, you were like, "This is scary."
Yeah.
Right?
And when you're older, you're like, this is really scary.
It still had some moments that made it funny. The theme song was special.
You're right. Okay.
Yeah.
My name is Angela. Hey, hello. Welcome to my very own show. Are we gonna get copyright for this?
Copyright.
Yeah.
No, it's a cover, bro. People make covers on
Nah, it's
YouTube.
alright.
all the
You're
time.
right. Actually, it is a cover. So,
Oh no, it's Nini Poo.
Woohoo. Shooby dooby doo ba ba.
My name is Angela. Okay, anyways.
All right, stop it.
So, anyways, back to our regular program.
Yeah, so anyway, the reason I mentioned that was because trivia is that before the movie, there was a little Angela Anaconda short that was played before the movie, and they're like, oh, we're gonna watch the Digimon movie, and it was horrific. And me and Axolotl watched it just now, and it's
still horrific.
Nightmarish.
It's insane because I still have no clue why they added that. Like, was that just because the cartoon was from the same time as the Digimon movie, or?
So I looked into it a little bit. Like, this is actually
Axolotl
fact.
with the facts.
Yeah. This is not a conspiracy. But yeah, they did a lot of cutting of the original Japanese.
That's what. Yeah.
So to increase the runtime, they just had to throw something in there.
So they chose out of all things Angela Anaconda. Right.
Shooby dooby doo bop bop.
Honestly, bro, the more you sing it, the more of a bop it actually is.
Yeah.
It's a bop.
It's almost as much of a bop as Monster by Mistake. Bro.
Monster by mistake.
I'm gonna tell you about.
That's the podcast.
We're
I
totally
can go
digressing.
into cartoon themes forever. Okay, I can go into it
We're
forever.
gonna stop you right
Mona
there.
the vampire.
That's for
man?
episode 152. Okay.
Mona the vampire.
Do we want to go there? We don't want to go there.
Mona the vampire.
No, that's not it.
Not it at all.
So, I picked this movie because it's so nostalgic, obviously. Like, just everything about this movie, just me feeling like a kid again. Similarly to what Hook made us feel, right? Just feeling like a kid again watching this movie again. I loved it. So I looked up the critic rating, and the Rotten Tomato score was extremely low. And it makes sense with me watching it now because there's so many holes and so many plot holes. If someone doesn't know Digimon, they're screwed. They're essentially left in the dark.
And my knowledge is like gone.
Oh,
so
mine's almost.
I was the whole time. I'm like, what? How did they get there? How are they? Why are they there? So there's a lot of that, and maybe like if you were watching it ongoing, it made sense. It pieced together.
I'm sure even if you watched Digimon, the actual series, you'd still be like, what the fuck am I watching?
You have a point. Yeah.
Axolotl explained to them the cuts they made to make it an hour and a half movie.
Oh, with the success that Fox had with the past Pokemon releases they made, they were looking to capitalize on the growing trend. So they were like, you know what? We got Digimon as a property. Let's throw that in there too. But the problem was there is no Digimon movie, like at all.
Yeah.
But
Wait.
what they did have, go on.
Wait, there was no
From
Digimon
Japan,
movie
from
at
Japan.
all.
No.
There's no movie.
It's 3 specials? What? 3?
Yeah, it's 3 OVAs.
Three
basically.
OVAs.
So for any of you anime fans, you
It's
know
like a
what an
special.
OVA is. It
It's
is
like
a
an
special.
extra long episode
Yeah.
of the show.
Yeah. Like Dragon Ball Z, like the Bardock episode.
Oh,
was
yeah,
a
yeah.
special
Well, Tree of
OVA.
Might.
Yeah, that's true. They're OVAs.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
none of them are really canon. Actually, I think the Future Trunks one is actually
Some
the only one
OVAs
canon.
are
Some of
canon.
them
Yeah,
were,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then
Some of them were.
Most of them
Right.
were. Like
Most of them were.
like Garlic Jr. stuff.
None of that was canon.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm convinced like History of Trunks is canon only because everybody loved
Yes.
that one.
So the two canon ones were actually the Bardock one and the Future Trunks
Yeah.
one. Other than that, nothing else was canon. But then because of Super actually rewrote the whole Bardock's thing.
I heard the Bardock wasn't canon, but
Really?
he liked it so much that he
Yeah.
wanted to add it in.
So it was like a special first, and then he's like, "Yo, people like Bardock.
Yeah,
Good
because
reception."
from what I remember, he didn't write a lot of it. Like it was kind of like side stories that people were doing, and like he oversaw some of them. I don't know if he most likely wrote some of them.
Maybe drew some
But,
characters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but most of the time the story wasn't like all him all the time. It was like aside from what I remember.
Interesting.
Pulling this back to Digimon.
it's
Sorry.
completely special.
Yeah, there's
That's
three.
nuts to me.
There's
Yeah.
3 shorts.
3. Would you consider them canon then? You could argue the first one.
Technically, if they're all specials, then they're not canon.
Well, not necessarily.
No. Well, the movies nowadays, like anime movies, like with Demon Slayer,
That's
that's
canon.
all canon,
That's
right?
canon.
But then,
But that's like nowadays.
Yeah, now, but
they
like
make
back
it
then-
so that it's like back in the day it was so that
They
they,
could
had content so that they could show.
Exactly.
Like, oh, let's
Monopolize on
make
the
some more stuff.
monopolize on the audience.
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
They still
Wow.
be doing that with some shonens now.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Right. Of
Like
course,
it's so popular, we need a movie, guys. We
Yeah,
gotta
yeah.
capture this
Yeah.
moment.
They
Yeah.
do that. They do that with One Piece and Naruto all the time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But most of the time now it's like very serious. They want it to be part
Of the story.
Yeah, of the story.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So that's crazy, right? If it's 3 specials,
Yeah.
then how is there any continuity?
This is what I think I watched a video on this a couple weeks ago. I think the whole Willis thing, every time they mention him, is them trying to piece together with the third story. He has nothing to do with the first stories.
At all.
Wait. So they put it in afterwards?
Yeah, the Fox Kids or whoever was in charge of it.
Holy crap.
Yeah. And that's why actually the animation didn't match sometimes the certain specials that were being shown.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Like-
got it in post.
Yeah, they got it in post. Like when she's saying somewhere in America, a kid named Willis is
Willis,
also.
yeah.
They're just throwing that in, so it kind of ties together.
If you notice,
Yeah.
she was saying that really fast. Like that dialogue
crazy.
did not exist.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah.
That's insane.
It's low key genius, but it's also like you can see how it would cause loopholes in the
Yeah.
plot, and
The intention wasn't there.
was
at
never
the
to make a
beginning.
1 hour
Yeah.
and a half. It's an anthology
Yeah.
essentially,
Yeah.
but they tried to put
Yeah.
it together. Yeah.
Because if you watch the beginning section, right, where they're kids, they have Agumon there, and he's like this big dinosaur thing, and then he's like, "Oh, but that's not the Agumon, you know." It's like, okay, but what is this?
Yeah.
then?
Why are you telling
Why
me?
are you here though?
Yeah.
Are they supposed to say? So you have a brief summary of what happened in the first.
In the first part?
Yeah.
Well, what happens is, as a kid, she's watching her computer screen, and then an egg gets
Yeah.
formed.
Mhm.
The egg grows. I think it's kind of showcasing the evolution of how when you get a Digimon, what happens. So you have the baby form, and then it grows into this
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
But then it's weird because in this situation, they have Agumon, but he grows into a big Agumon. But it's like,
Yeah.
But so it's them as kids, and then they raise baby Agumon basically, and then their mom doesn't question it. They have no
question.
idea what it is.
No question.
And then I think kind of like Reboot, a thing forms in the sky, an egg, and then they have to fight a giant. I think it's a contrast of a good Digimon, evil
And
Digimon.
Evil Digimon.
And they're showing that, and then
Right.
it evolves, and then they have to
And
have
it's
a big kaiju fight.
exactly kaiju fight. Godzilla versus I don't know what Godzilla.
Ghidorah.
Rooster.
Yeah, Mothra.
Mothra's a good one.
Yeah,
Mothra's
yeah.
Mothra's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, did Godzilla
Yeah.
ever fight the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers?
Yes.
Maybe in an OVA.
That's the Green Power Rangers Megazord.
Oh,
That's Godzilla.
That's funny.
Oh.
That's interesting.
Hey.
Ah.
You're welcome.
Wow.
Mhm.
Actually,
Okay.
That's crazy. So what Dylan just explained was first quarter
Yeah.
of this movie, meaning that there's 2 other stories that we still need to explain,
Right.
which is insane to me. That it's a whole movie.
That's
You
why,
know what I
like,
mean?
my synopsis of it, it's more the second, but they do in some way connect just because of how Digimon are formed and the internet and stuff like that, or they show that. But the main story is that second part mainly, I think.
Yeah,
and then
that-
they don't connect the two other than Willis,
Yeah.
right? Because I think I don't fully remember the Digimon.
I mean, the
third
best
part.
is the second part.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the best part.
Out of the 3, the best is.
Oh.
I really
You
like the
third-
second one.
the
What
third
we
part?
just said, no?
The second part. Oh,
That's
we
what we're
said-
talking about.
Oh,
That's what
my,
we're talking about. There's
my
3
fault.
parts. We're talking about
My
the second
fault.
part.
See,
Yeah.
see, the funny thing is, we're starting to use headphones now, so I'm trying to get used to it.
I
You're getting a lot of numbers right
explain to the people.
But yes.
Because Omnimon.
Yes,
right?
yes, Omnimon, the OG,
That's the best.
The OGs,
War Greymon,
right?
and Metagarurumon.
Yeah.
Those are the OGs.
I was
Yes.
hoping for them to reconnect in the last part.
Right.
They didn't. And it's funny because I think the last thing Digimon that I've been watching was the new movies that they created. And those
The
are amazing.
Digimon Pride
Adventures.
one?
I heard that a
Yeah.
lot of them are okay, but I heard there's one that's really good. I just didn't never watch.
So plot, definitely a lot of plot holes, but understanding what they did, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And listen, I ain't tripped because the movie to me is still enjoyable.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
I think any kid who grew up with Digimon will probably agree the same thing,
Yeah.
unless you just
Yeah.
you're
Here's
just
the
an
thing.
asshole.
Here's the thing with the cuts for me is like they cut out a lot of things for sure, but what they filled in terms of like joke wise and stuff, all of them slap.
Oh,
the jokes are too
Oh,
funny.
Let's how
it's
about
the
we-
funniest movie we've watched so far, by far.
Actually, one of the funniest movies. How about we get a few lines from the movie? What were your favorite lines?
Here you go. Oh, I mean, if you remember it.
Oh, you have some?
Oh, the Floyd. Floyd, you're gonna cut my ear off.
There's so many. Like
Yeah.
when he's trying to call and the lady's like,
Oh.
the lines are not working. They're busy. Busy. I said they're busy.
Dude, when the register machine got messed up, so
Yeah.
I said $1 million.
Oh, that
and
was
then,
one,
Oh,
yeah.
I guess it's gonna be $1 million. He's gonna get, and he drops all his change. Just generally, like I think whenever there's dub, it's just bound to be funny.
Like obviously, if you're looking for like a good quality translation, they weren't going for it. They were going for what's gonna make the kids laugh. And I'll be honest, I'm 29 years old and I'm laughing.
Oh,
So
They got
I
me.
was dying.
They got me.
Was this movie ever released in Japan, or was it mainly made
Released
for
as
us?
specials.
They
No, only not as a movie in theaters. I think just
Three
The
separate
shorts.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So they never gave this movie to Japan.
No.
Back the old school anime dub, like it was kind of like a wild time back then. There are a lot of old school animes where the original like creators back in Japan, they weren't sure there would be a market in America, so they really trusted the American producers
To adapt it.
it to audiences. So they had free reign. They do whatever the fuck they wanted to do.
yeah.
Like there are lots of like gems of like bad dubs that aren't like faithful to the original intention of the anime, but it
But
just
they
goes
still-
so hard.
Name the famous one. The really funny
Yo, Ghost Stories,
Ghost
right?
Stories. That's just check it out on your own. Look up some clips, people. It's great. The voice actors would just improv the whole time, basically.
It's interesting because like we talked about earlier, they don't give it to American producers anymore. They make the movies and then they send it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They know, like now it's just a different time where anime movies, they know people are gonna watch those.
Yeah.
They know people are into the anime, so they're gonna make money from it.
They're gonna hold it and do it themselves.
Exactly.
Because if they give it to America to do and do the voiceovers and stuff, it's like kind of lost.
It loses its main meaning, and
Yeah.
it's not well translated.
Right. So people are willing to watch the subtitled versions of the movies.
Yeah.
Right?
But what you end up getting is this perfect time and place where these kind of jokes can be made.
Yes.
Oh man.
Because 2000, they're like, I don't know what these kids like. We can't use this actual Japanese translation. Let's make up some funny stuff.
Well,
You know?
it's crazy because I was just recently watching something on. I don't know if you guys seen Inside Out. You ever watched Inside Out?
Yeah.
They actually created a bunch of different versions for Inside Out so that it made sense for other audiences. So, for
Really?
example, in the scene where they're feeding the baby, I think in Americas, it's cucumbers that she's eating, I think, or something. And she's eating broccoli. But in Japan, they don't eat broccoli like that.
They don't feed it to-
they don't feed it kids.
Yeah.
So they had to replace it with something else.
Yeah.
And they did that
Wow.
with a bunch of different scenes in the movie.
Right.
And they, just so that it appealed to different audiences. Like,
Right.
one of the things, too, is the scene where the dad is envisioning sports. In one area of the world, it's soccer. And then over here, it was hockey, right? It's pretty cool.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's examples of that in this movie. I don't know. It's probably like food they'll mention.
Yeah.
Will be like, they'll say, I don't know.
like they said Diet Coke.
No, they say Diet
Yeah.
Coke. Exactly.
Yeah.
What's some of the stuff you had to eat?
The mom was just like saying,
Onion,
"Hey,
flour.
I'm gonna make some juice. I'm just squeezing the onions
Onions.
now."
Yeah.
Yeah, random shit like that.
I don't think that's localized.
I don't think
anywhere,
that's
bro.
localized.
I don't think that's.
That's
But it was funny, but it was good.
It's definitely not Japanese either. It sucks that it's like 3 parts, so it's hard to say because the intention isn't really to have a cohesive story. It's just to put a bunch of
They
things
tried.
in. They
They
tried.
tried. And they fooled you.
Yeah, they fooled. Hey, they
Hey,
fooled
they
me
got
as a kid.
you.
They fooled me as a kid. But the thing is,
No, as a kid, they fooled you now. You just said you were shocked. They had you. You were
They got a grown ass man.
Willis?
Yo. I'm shocked, dude. But the thing is, hear me out.
Yeah.
I was clearly like sitting there going like, there's
This
a lot
doesn't
of
make
plot
sense. Yeah,
holes,
yeah,
bro.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
this doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
So yeah, they got me though. They got me.
Yeah.
But actually, like, you know, considering the fact that it's special, I didn't mind their like the way that they set it up, like the setting. They tried to make it a story, so they try to show that all of these things that happened back then related to the OG season 1 digidestined led to what happens in that second part.
Yeah.
The
Yes,
second and
yes,
third part,
yes.
right?
Right.
So I think that was pretty cool. Like I think
Yeah.
that they did a good job despite, you know, a lot of missing links. I think overall it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What makes the second the best part?
The OGs.
The OGs.
The OGs. I agree.
Come on, man.
And what's crazy is that most of them weren't even in it. It was really Ty,
Matt.
Izzy.
Izzy.
Is it? Yeah.
TK.
that's-
Yeah, some of them
TK.
were on vacation,
Yeah,
right?
like, a lot of
So-
them were just like kind of MIA.
Yeah, they were separated.
Yeah.
And I think that would go into themes and stuff like that,
Right.
and what the whole overall story led to in the end as well. But yeah, just the OGs making that second part, seeing Matt and TK, you know, it's so dope.
There's a natural chemistry between these
Yeah,
characters
yeah.
that it's kind of lit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't replace their
Yeah.
chemistry.
Yeah.
No matter what. Like even though I actually really like Davis, like
Yeah.
the second season leader, he just can't replace Ty. I think Ty and Matt and those two, even Izzy, man. Izzy's
Yeah.
cool. Like
Yeah.
he's
I
a
love
cool
Izzy.
character, right?
Yeah,
I love
So
Izzy.
I think the OG aspect of it just kills the
Yeah.
entire movie.
Yeah, Ty's just great. His lines are great.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
great.
yeah.
He's great. Yeah, and Agumon, and
Yeah.
Garurumon, and that's just goated.
Yeah.
Like goated. I don't care what you say. That's what made it the best part.
Yeah,
that's
and
like
obviously Omni-Man.
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 Yeah.
Sorry, Omni-Man.
Omni-Man.
Different universe. That's a whole different.
I could
universe.
just make another one. What's another 17 years?
That's a very dark Digimon movie if that happened.
Yes. No.
The one thing in the second part that did kind of made me sad was they put the Digi evolutions in the small windows, but then in the third half they all got their full screen evolutions,
right.
and I'm like, come on, man, what happened? Maybe it's because we've seen it enough, or when you were a kid you saw a lot of it. But I was like, come on, you gotta give my boys
His full animation,
some full animation,
evolving.
Man. He even showed the metal Garurumon. Like, I need to see it. I need to see it. Especially rewatching it now, I'm like, that's the one I wanted to see.
Right.
I think out of War Greymon and Metal Garurumon, War Greymon is the best.
I disagree.
You said a lot of words I don't understand, sir.
Did you said Metal Garurumon and Greymon, right?
War
War Greymon and Metal Garurumon.
I would still lean more towards
Metal Garurumon.
Yeah.
Metal Garurumon.
I had the toy, man. Like, come on.
Yeah, but you know what? Metal Garurumon's sick, but I'm a War Greymon till I die kind of guy.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think just going back to like the characters, like that's what makes it special. That's what makes it special.
For
like
sure.
the characters in the third part and the first part's same thing, same OG characters, but the characters in the third part just don't like they just don't compare.
They don't live up.
They just don't live up.
I think that's probably what kind of obviously just making multiple seasons over and over of the same thing and trying to get the same success. That's probably what kind of fails, is that they're trying to recreate the same archetypes of characters and they're like, oh, these guys aren't as good as the originals, you know. And then eventually they're like, oh, well, nobody cares anymore.
That's that is very interesting thing that Digimon tackled, was introducing a new set of characters and Digimon, right?
Because these kids had to move on with their lives because they had to move on with their lives.
Yeah. They weren't stuck in it forever. Right?
Exactly.
So that's a big reason why I would say Pokemon has had such continued success.
Yeah.
It's been Ash and Pikachu the whole time.
Yeah.
And they've just changed the supporting cast, but the mainstays, it's been Tai and Agumon the whole time.
Yeah. And
that's very true.
Yeah, and then if they ever needed the OGs to come back, the original trio, they'll bring them back together. Yeah.
I'm sure it's kind of like Power Rangers, right?
Yeah.
In the same sense, because
new
they're
generations,
they're always, or they're trying to keep the same archetypes but introduce different characters.
Yeah.
So then,
and then there's new Rangers that have the colors and different themes.
Sometimes they bring back the old ones,
and then they bring them back to train the new ones,
yeah.
so that you have some form of like familiarity to them.
Right.
And then it's like, oh, that's the thing I want to see, and then it kind of continues the story, keep you connected.
Yeah. And those like full every generation of Red Power Rangers.
Yeah, that was one of the best episodes.
That was a lit episode. That was a lit episode. We're definitely going off the rails, but I love it. I mean, it's our childhood, man. What can we say, right? So, what were the themes in this movie?
Power of friendship.
Power of friendship.
All right, next topic.
Storm of friendship.
Storms of friendship. Or something. Storms.
Yes. When they
that was Rage Robot.
When they digivolve, they would always end it with a really great line about just how
fire of courage.
Wings of love. That was it.
That's good.
Did the first season have subtitles too, or they just made they digivolved and they had like an animation
and their name?
And their name, and like where Garurumon would like howl or something, right?
Yeah. Where Garurumon? Like it was like
that.
Like it wasn't like fire of courage.
Are you sure?
I'm almost certain.
From what I remember too.
Yeah.
Like I kind of remember like pretty distinctly. Okay, so in the OGs they had those crests that like it was a specific emotion pertaining to the character. Like Tai would have the courage crest, Matt would have like the friendship one, Sora had the love one. But then in the second season, to like bypass all of that stuff, they just combined the Digi evolution to the emotion. So Davis was the flames of courage, the wings of love.
That's that deep knowledge. That's that deep knowledge.
That's that deep cut.
No, that axolotl facts, bro.
Even 9-year-old axolotl with his glasses just like looking up the facts.
In his mind.
So why don't they need the crest? Why don't they need the crest? I don't understand.
I think Bill's right. The theme is definitely just the power of friendship.
It's just one of them. And I think it's also like coming together to work together.
Right. Teamwork.
Like the teamwork, Like Davis says to Willis, you don't have to be alone. You know, we could work together, and that's really cute. That was like a little cute little scene that they had.
How about if I asked you just on a random day, hey, there's two guys. One of them's Japanese, one of them's American. Which one's American? Willis or Davis? Which one would you guess is Japanese?
Like if you just brought two random people to me, or you're talking about these characters?
I'm just saying that his name is definitely not Davis, and they're Japanese.
It's I don't know, man.
That's one of the questions that I had while watching it. I'm like, hey, these are Japanese kids coming to the States.
That's
Their
one of those
English
you
is
don't ask.
pretty
That's one of
good.
those you don't ask. That's one of those you don't ask.
yeah, man.
Willis is definitely American.
Yes.
Yeah. Willis is
he's
definitely American.
But
He's from
like,
Colorado.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did they get to this? Where is their money coming from?
I
know they gave.
Yolene had uncles.
I remember. That was the things that they probably were like, wait, how are these kids
It's
traveling?
getting here.
Exactly.
No, she has horses. She has friends. She has uncles, family members,
Yes,
boats,
yes,
planes.
yes.
She has everything she needs. Okay, in her pocket.
Yeah, basically these kids had to go to America and from Japan and just they found the way somehow.
They were like
They're like
14, 15.
They're like
at the
14,
time?
15. Maybe that's cap. Maybe they're like 12.
Yeah.
Clearly.
They're like,
Yeah.
where are we gonna get this money from?
How are we gonna get
Next
to
scene,
America?
they're in there.
America, yeah.
Oh man, no portals, nothing.
Yeah, I think the teamwork thing. I think that in the second one, there's a theme of. I mean, it's very light, but there's a theme of friendship. But we're all supposed to work together. What happened to everybody? And they're all just spread out, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like Tai is socially isolated from his goal as being the leader of the digidestined. Once they've returned to the real world, you know.
Oh.
Does that kind of see what I'm saying?
God damn.
I see what you mean.
Can I see what I'm saying?
what
That's
you mean.
heavy.
Damn,
That's
where is
heavy.
everybody? You know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
That's heavy, man.
Wow.
Obviously, I'm pulling from a couple lines that the man said, but
Yeah.
you know,
That's a big topic.
that's a big topic. He's like, damn, things have changed. You know, I'm like, damn, you're right. Coming of age. Oh shit.
Was
Yeah.
that my whole identity?
Yeah.
Leader in the digital world?
Yeah. You come back and nobody gives a crap what happened to you in the digital world. You know?
Yeah.
And you know, everybody's got to get back to doing their homework, and you're like, wow, real teen problems are going on here. You know.
I used to be captain
Yeah.
of the football team.
Yeah.
I mean, he actually did play soccer.
Soccer, I
afterwards,
remember that.
professionally.
He did?
Or
Oh, professionally?
Not
or something?
professionally.
He
but
played at the
for
school.
college.
He played at the
at
school. Yeah.
Yeah, I think definitely themes. That's about it.
Yeah.
I'll give that to Digimon. With things where the characters aren't forever the same age and they are proven to age up, they have to, in some way, they don't have to, but they kind of have to address a coming of age growth,
Yeah.
right? Ashley never falling in love with another girl. Did he? I know there's a lot of episodes.
He fell in love with Latias at one point.
Wait, does he fall in love?
Isn't that a Pokemon?
Wait,
Isn't that a Pokemon?
wait.
Did the episodes get to
You don't
get to that
Ash falls in love
with the
He
Pokemon?
falls in love many times.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Chikorita fell in love with him one time.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all
Are you,
just
are you
nasty.
playing? No, okay, but
No,
you know what I mean.
no,
Like in
he did.
the way that there's actually supposed to be a development in Tai and the girl he likes, and there's actually like a little bit of teen, like there's like you know what I mean. It's
Yeah.
not just
Yeah.
kids forever,
Yeah.
being friends forever type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Joe's got to go to his name's not Joe probably, but Joe's got to go to
I think
summer
you're right.
school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think you're right. I think you're right.
I think as well because Digimon kind of takes place more in a real world.
Real world,
Where
right.
Pokemon takes place in a fictional.
Completely fictional world. Right?
Yeah, fictional make believe Japan, make believe Paris. Like they just take,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But it's its own place.
It's its
you
own
know?
world.
Where Pokemon just rule. You
And
know, like
kids
they
are kids
they're
forever
around.
and-
Not
yeah,
rule. That's
yeah.
Pokemon
Digimon
Digimon
rule.
rule. Pokemon rule. My worlds are converging.
I think it's you meant to say Pokemon coexist. with
Coexist.
humans.
That's
Pokemon rule. Authoritative.
While watching this movie, I noticed that the animation was very similar to The Girl That Leapt Through Time. So it was confirmed that it's the same director, right?
Yes, he's made a couple. He's made Summer Wars. If you've watched, there's The Boy and the
Boy and the
Beast.
Beast.
Boy and the
Yeah.
Beast, yeah.
Yeah, there's a style he has,
Yeah.
and he actually does have a common like in Summer Wars. It's very similar to Digimon, where they fight over like the internet.
Yeah.
You kind of, I don't know if you remember.
Oh, what was it? Bell too?
that. Bell too. There's a
Oh,
kind of
he
like
did Bell too?
yeah, it's kind of like a digital. Everybody's watching around the world, like
Yeah.
help our main character win. Like you know, it's kind
That's
of
true.
it's
Oh,
very
he did
community.
Bell as well.
Interesting.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
makes
Interesting.
sense.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
vibe. There's a vibe there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a style in the way his art is done too.
Even
right?
even this his comedy, like
Yeah.
the way he draws the comedy.
You're
and the
absolutely right.
and
The
the
character's
characters,
all
like-
lanky.
Dude, I was dying in Bell.
Yeah. Oh, I was
Yeah.
dying. Dude.
Like
I
the
was-
scene where they're
Yeah.
just waiting in the hallway
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's there for like 5 minutes. That's how I was
Yeah.
dying.
Yeah.
And the character slowly
Yeah.
walks back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is intentional, maybe the humor.
Maybe I've never watched the original Japanese.
Well, obviously, it's
but I'm sure there's
intentional, but
you
in
see the way they're animated.
Yeah.
There's like a slapstick.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's the same animator and director. I love it. I love that so much. So I get.
It's his early days, right?
Yeah,
So,
it's like early days, and I give him a lot of credit because I think we mentioned earlier, like the animation was way beyond its time.
Oh
right?
yeah, it was so good.
Dill, what did you think about like the animation? Because he's our chief executive. Producer of art.
For its time, it is really, really good. But in my mind, it's so funny because I'm comparing it to Pokemon, the first movie. And Pokemon, the first movie, you could see, of course, like this is now knowing that it's three,
Different specials, yeah.
different specials, and that like when those came out and they're fusing them together, it wasn't a big production. Where Pokemon, the first movie, was a bigger production.
Yeah.
So taking that into account, it was still amazing. There's some scenes in it that are really, really good, like the Omnimon scene that was wicked, or the third part scene that was really good too. So I liked it, but it could have been a little like heightened
Right,
if they
probably
actually,
by budget.
if they were like, oh, let's actually make a Digimon
A
movie.
singular story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I compare it to the more recent ones, the 3-part one,
yeah.
I love that animation. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Oh,
With,
no,
with
no.
the times and
Yeah.
the,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Especially with like how Digimon is. When I was watching this one, I was like, imagine this in the future, what it would look like.
Right,
and I'm like, wait, I have that.
Yeah, I mean, that's
It
what
exists.
somebody did, and then
Yeah.
they funded enough to
Yeah,
make movies.
and it
of
looks
yeah.
amazing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
So for the time that it came out, it still was pretty cool.
Right.
The intro was a little cheesy,
Right.
but
Oh,
it's
yeah,
still
they're just flipping images.
yeah, they're like movie makers.
Digimon and the
And the
Digimon,
songs, and the
Digi
Digi dudes, and the Digi girls, and the
Yeah, it was a little
Yeah.
cheesy, but you know what? Hey,
Yeah,
he,
again.
he made his money,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I thought it was
Yeah.
lit for its time.
you gotta get experience somehow.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, something on the resume.
Yes, yeah.
Any other thoughts on like just the directing or cinematography? And like cinematography, what would you guys classify as cinematography
It's
in
just-
this kind of movie?
It's
Like
the
an
animation and the kind of the storyboarding. You could see like when they're trying to tell a story with animation, you have to think about what you're trying to show. In the scene where they're on the computer, and it's the screen at one point, and then when they're talking to the Digimon, that's a challenge that they have to face. So the solution is that they're in the computer and it's a screen that pops up, and they're talking to Agumon and they're talking to Gabumon, right? So yeah, it's all of that stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah, how they're drawing it, and the challenges that they face while trying to tell the story.
Right. The reason why I asked that, because I think it's interesting when we start reviewing more animated films in the future. I
Yeah.
mean, even next week, right?
Yeah.
I kind of was confused at how we would attack the directing and cinematography portion of this. It makes sense now that you mentioned it.
It's still like there's still a level of
They have to
directing
choose
there.
how the camera is going to come face down, like top down from the character, right?
That's all. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all like planned.
Storyboarded,
That's
yeah,
not like
yeah.
oh, let's just draw this like this. It's especially in a comic book when they're doing frames for the comic book.
Yeah.
It's told in a certain way for a reason. Every panel is a reason.
Right.
It's not just like okay, let's just show this grave site
Right.
at one
Yeah.
point. That's there for a purpose.
Right,
Right.
right.
What movie were we? Oh, because Pokemon.
Pokemon,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna see
Yeah.
what they're showing in that movie. Everything there has a purpose. Yeah. If you could look at Studio Ghibli movies, they're not
yeah.
like you
Yeah.
can't play with those.
Oh yeah.
Like
oh yeah.
everything that he's
Animation,
putting.
directing,
Yeah.
the
All
way that
purposeful.
it's. You're right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of anime movies now have very good like
Oh, yeah.
cinematography,
Yeah.
good directing.
Yeah.
Anime shows have good directing
Yeah.
and cinematography.
It's also, I think, for animated movies too, the director is also directing a voice actor.
Yeah.
For example,
Yeah.
if we watch Lightyear, when Chris Evans is doing Buzz's voice, they're like, okay, let's get it here. Let's get you to do Buzz's signature quote. We need to hear you say it for the first time. It's like, okay, that's a little too cartoony. It's all directed.
Right.
So yeah.
Interesting.
No
Thank you for
problem.
that.
But on another note, what's your the real question is, what's your favorite season of Digimon?
I
Or
don't-
maybe theme song?
Okay, but if we're talking about theme song, then definitely we're talking about Digimon Frontier, right?
How's that one go? How's that one go?
Digimon forever united as one. Digimon
Together united as one.
Digimon.
Through our second spirit evolve.
I don't know this one that well. Actually.
Wait, what do you mean? You
I
don't?
got, do you remember what the characters look like? What are
Yes.
their names?
The angel has the lightsabers, and they're fusing
Oh,
with
Kari?
the Digimon.
Kari?
It was a wolf with the lightsabers.
Yeah.
Oh, is
And
this,
he had a
was this
bandana.
third, fourth season? What is this? Third?
This is like
Like
third
fourth.
season. I
Nah,
think.
third was with the
Fourth
trading
season.
cards.
Oh yeah.
It's a game.
I like the tame. Was it Tamer?
Tamers,
No,
I think.
Tamers. Yeah.
I think it was
I really
Tamers.
like that one
Yeah.
actually. Like I grew up with that one, so
Yeah.
I like that one. But the Frontier one, that theme song, man.
Okay, there's your
Oh,
slash
it goes
scene.
so
No,
hard.
but
Slaps.
hold on, guys. Come on. OG is the best one. Season 1 is the best one.
I think four is.
I
Alright, so
Number
we
one
got-
was actually my favorite.
I ain't remember them all that well, but
Yeah.
so I'll go with the first one because that's the one I remember.
First one for us. So we got 2 for first one and 2 for fourth one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's solid. Favorite Digimon?
Oh man, it's Gabumon.
Gabumon?
Yeah. Metal Garurumon.
Yeah.
I don't remember enough names, but
And
I'm
the
sure I
angel.
had a toy of
And
one
the
of these.
angel.
Angemon?
Yeah,
Angemon was good.
Angelwoman.
You remember the Dark Masters from the first season?
Yeah,
I don't really
yeah,
remember, but
yeah.
I remember the puppet one really fucked me up.
That one's
He was scary.
Yeah.
they were fighting some scary. Listen,
Yeah.
Digimon makes scary villains.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Really?
Yeah.
They're Madoka villains.
They
man.
really
Legit.
spooked me as
Legit. There was one from the first season. It was a lion, and he
Oh,
was like,
yeah.
yeah.
that
Yeah.
Digimon was badass.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
legit
yeah.
badass.
I remember that one.
Yeah, that one's
Fucking
badass.
cool, man.
Yeah.
But I'm a Flame Dramon guy till I die.
Till you die?
Love that guy. Fires of courage.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
never
where Garurumon and Angemon.
Oh,
Top-
yeah. Oh yeah, killer. Bob, you got one? What are you looking for?
I mean, I'm just looking up a list of best designed Digimon
Best designed.
because I don't remember any of the names. I'm trying to see.
Omnimon's number one.
I'll give it to
Yeah.
Diaburuman.
Diaboro?
Diaburuman.
Diaboromon.
Diaboromon.
That's your favorite?
I mean, now he is. I remember him thoroughly.
Like,
I remember him thoroughly.
Oh, Alphamon.
I don't remember any of these.
Omnimon.
Omnimon is definitely
Oh,
goated, right?
Oh,
It's
he
Gogeta of Digimon.
He looks
Yeah.
so sick.
Yeah.
He looks so sick.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
What do you got?
Yeah.
Here? Oh yeah.
The Terriermon evolution.
Didn't you have a keychain?
I think I did.
Did you have a keychain of Terriermon?
He had a keychain of Terriermon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, you did, bro.
Yeah.
I'm a
I
fucking
rem-
nerd. How dare you?
Holy.
Sorry.
Tell you were looking at the age of 9. You were looking up. Why don't they need the quest anymore? I have to find out.
He had a drift blim, and you had freaking Terriermon.
Damn, bro.
Man,
you
I
had
love
Terriermon.
Driftwood, bro.
Yeah.
That was like my favorite Pokemon.
Yeah.
So wait, you were a huge fan of Terriermon.
I was on this. Like me and my other buddy, we knew like the Royal Knights Digimon.
Oh, that's
Like,
intense.
We were
bro.
like watching all those
Yeah.
movies, like, oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so there was like 12 of them, and a round table. Oh, it's like King Arthur.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
god, so crazy.
Wow.
It went deep.
My impersonation was spot on.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Darn.
Yo, let's get into that score though,
Yes.
because
You're excited to know?
I don't know, man. The 2000s music, bro. That
Oh.
was all what it. That was all it was.
Oh.
And then even just the original Digimon soundtrack. Oh, come on. All right, Axolotl hopping on the mic.
No, yeah.
Let
When
me
he
hear- let
said
me- let
when
me
he
hear you
said
real quick.
score,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. Let me whip out like what I gave.
No, but he means soundtrack.
Yeah. No, sounds,
No, I mean soundtrack, bro.
That was like the best music I've ever heard in my life, I think.
Listen, they found a lot of chances to insert songs.
Yeah.
A lot of. There's been like 8 inserted songs. It's
They-
crazy.
Listen, they just took a bunch of 2000 songs and threw
I
it in.
threw them in all pop punk, all vibes. Yeah.
And also, like, I think they were very popular songs, like the
Oh,
Chinese,
yeah, they had to
chicken,
pay
the
some.
Chinese chicken, like
Yeah.
those
They
are
had to
popular
pay
songs. And
some
Smash Mouth,
Funk Soul
Smash
Brother.
Funk Soul Brother,
Yeah.
they were really smart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Man.
they were smart with like what songs they were putting into.
And then they would also put Digimon songs in.
Yeah, Digimon
Yeah.
songs. Like,
Yeah.
can I get a singing for one of the Digimon
What is it?
OSTs?
What is it?
What is the song?
I'm going digital.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Bob, do you remember one? Do you remember one?
Oh, this is my digital world, a digital destiny.
That's definitely not it.
I just made this up. Sorry.
Hey Digimon, hey Digimon,
Hey.
my friends are the boys and girls. Hey Digimon. Yes,
that's
that.
the one.
That one.
Do you remember one? Do you have one?
That's the one I would.
Okay,
That's the one I would've-
That's
yeah,
the one.
yeah,
Yeah.
that one.
Honestly, soundtrack. I
It's
give it.
fire.
I
It's
give it.
fire.
A,
crazy.
It's fire. It's
I'll
fire.
I'll tell y'all. I just
Soundtrack
give it a
went
10.
Crazy.
It perfectly encapsulates that specific time period.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfectly.
Yeah, perfect.
All road trip music. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just me, but it felt like I needed my hand out the window doing that waving
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I agree. I'll probably download the album
soundtrack. Yeah.
probably on Spotify soon.
Yeah, no, it's.
Can you believe that Digimon the movie put Smash Mouth in it before Shrek?
I believe. You know what's funny? You know what's funny is that
What?
all these people out here were talking about. They were like, "Oh, where's this All Star song from?" And I'm always thinking to myself, "Isn't it from the Digimon movie?" And people were out here like, "Oh yeah, it's famous from Shrek." Shrek, and I'm like, I guess it was in Shrek. I mean, I've loved that song since, but I guess it's from Shrek. And little did I know that little VHS I had was me being ahead of the times with Smash Mouth. So I just wanted to put that in there.
Yeah, you're cool, Bob.
I was here before everybody else.
You knew.
I'm pushing up my glasses.
Wait,
What year is Shrek?
June 2001.
Yo.
Full year.
Yeah, October 18, or October 2000 was Digimon.
Yeah.
And then June 2001 was Shrek.
Yeah.
That's what
And the way they inserted too, where a Kaburum, what's his name? Koramon?
Kabuterimon?
No,
whoa,
Koramon?
the bigger guy, Coco.
The big guy,
Kokomon.
Kokomon.
He's just vibing. He just and then Willis is just like he's tone deaf. That's the last line of the movie. And then he vanishes. He gets blimped out into existence. Last line of the movie.
That's good, man.
Yeah,
like that's a
right?
realization for me because the
Unbelievable.
fact that I associate All Star like Smash Mouth
With
with
Shrek.
Shrek.
Well,
Yeah.
the movie
Everybody
was,
does.
Everybody.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh
clearly,
no, not
because
me,
Shrek.
not me. He was always.
I guess you're ahead of
This
your
is
time.
my digital test.
But I think it's crazy because I guess it's because Shrek just obviously did better
Yeah.
in the box office. It's its own movie.
More
It's
people gonna
DreamWorks.
watch.
More people watching it. Not everybody's going to the theaters to watch Digimon.
You know what? No,
movie.
that song was so big that it was probably, if you look at the 2000, 2001, it's probably in like 19 movies. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Well, what was it? Rat
Race. But they didn't play a different Smash Mouth song, right?
Was it?
Yeah.
They have another song?
Yeah.
They have
Or was
least
it-
they have at least 2 songs.
No, it
that
was
are
All Star.
popular.
It was All Star.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
All Star and Rat Race as well.
Yeah, at the end
Whoa.
when
Pretty
they're
sure.
celebrating, they're giving the money to everybody.
You know what? I think that was the first song I ever liked that wasn't Elm Street.
Bro, hold on.
I was 8. No, we were 7?
Hold on.
Yeah,
That
7.
wasn't Elm Street?
Sesame Street?
Elm Street. Is that where Freddy Krueger goes?
Sorry, I had to catch you on that real quick because I was
If I'm
like,
being honest, I never watched Treehouse and TVO Kids.
Yo. But here's the thing.
Maybe this is too much
That's like the
information.
scariest song ever. It's
Elm
my
Street.
favorite.
Is that the one with Freddy Krueger?
Yo, wait. Wasn't your first favorite song Green Day? Holiday?
I just recalled that it actually was Smash Mouth All-Star
All-Star?
because American Idiot came out in 2004.
yeah.
Whoa.
I have a clear memory of going to a video store and renting a video game, and on the TV they blasted All Star,
Yeah.
like all around the whole, and that's how I memorized the lyrics because
Right.
we would go there and they would just always play it.
Right.
It was insane.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
wild. Probably
You're
one
an
of the
all star.
Put your game on.
What's the next line?
Go play?
You don't know that?
Let's go play, right?
Yeah.
Go
Does
play.
it play?
Yeah, go.
What is
Go
this,
play.
the PlayStation
Go
store? What is
play.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey
yeah.
now. But okay, wow, we're a cover band, bro.
I mean, the vibes in the soundtrack were just they caused it.
No,
you know?
yeah, for real.
So,
Like
yeah.
All Star is just such an influential song.
It is actually.
of our generation.
It
Of that time,
defined,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
the 98 to 03, 04
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
span of time.
That's
Yeah.
wild. That's
Yeah.
wild to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I mean enjoyment. I gave that a solid 9. It's a lot of nostalgia, so can't go
Nostalgia.
wrong.
I feel like
Nostalgia.
the comedy and nostalgia alone gave me an 8.5. That's why I gave so close to you.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those some rookie numbers to me.
Yeah, it was a 9 for me.
You get a 9? Through the power of peer pressure, I've raised it to a 9. Not the final score. Not the final
No.
score.
Yeah. All right. Well, let me get my phone. So my final score was 8.3
Wow.
for the Digimon movie. Don't get it twisted. Love this movie, but I guess it ended
What's
up
there
averaging
don't
out.
get twisted about? You give it an
You
8.3.
gave it an 8.3.
Oh, 8.3 is pretty high actually.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah, for me, I gave it a 7.4 overall. Which I was like, oh wow, I was pretty low. But for like score enjoyment, I had as my highest ratings.
Yeah.
The one thing I did with the story, with the score, the music was phenomenal, but it kind of compares to one of the reasons why I liked Miss Marvel, but the problem with it was that the music kind of took over the story, where they just put it in to put it in, and I'm okay. You don't have to do that every time. This is a 2000s movie, so I give it a pass.
Yeah.
But the songs were all bops.
Yeah, yeah,
all
yeah,
bops.
yeah.
Bops and a half. My score's low. I'm sorry, Jay.
Hey,
Okay.
I forgive you. Welcome back.
This will raise the bell curve. Don't worry.
So Axolotl, what was yours?
Mine was a solid 8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I will give it a. Well, I have to edit it in my head now because I changed my enjoyment to a 9. But it's probably like 7.5.
Yeah.
7.5.
And the final score of this Digimon movie is 7.8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Is
it's
that the
a 7.8.
aggregate? That's the aggregate.
I think that it's the aggregate. What?
Axolotl, is that the aggregate? Is that what an aggregate is?
Man,
Would you just say median?
the average?
The
The
average?
average.
Yes. So the average score that we got for the Digimon movie is a 7.8. Highly recommend this movie if you haven't watched it. Flexible.
You
Can't be throwing highly
Flexible on the highly.
But
No, but listen. If you're from that time and you know what time you are, hey, if you're listening this far, you're from that time. Let's be honest. If you're not, if you're still listening, you friends with us or something, and there's a personal connection, and you thanks for listening.
Hey,
But
shout out,
appreciate-
shout out.
hey, shout out to you. But if you're from that time, you know why you stuck around because this movie means something, and don't you ever stop it from meaning something. So you go
Facts.
back, you pull out that
Facts.
VHS player, and you probably don't have it anymore, and so you just go, and it's available on some streaming service. So I'll pass it along to
Amazon.
Kill Bill.
It's on Amazon.
Dildos.
You can watch it on Amazon.
If you pay for
Yes,
it, I
sir.
guess.
Yeah. It's a trial.
Go
you can,
figure
yeah,
that
you can
out.
rent it from there.
But yes, absolutely. You know what? It doesn't get the DemBoyz seal of approval, but it's
The
a
seal
hell
of
a-
approval from our hearts.
Exactly. From much, especially, you know, honestly, if you talk to the Ew. But if you talk to the kid versions of ourselves,
This might be my last word.
if you talk to the kid versions of ourselves, they'd probably give this a 10.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's okay.
Thank you for that input.
All right, well,
Oh, wait. One more time, though. Can I get that Digimon reprise song? Can I get that?
Oh shit! What was it? I'm digitally destined to be with you. I'm digitally destined to be with you. And this is where you fade out into the beat. I'm digitally destined.
no, we don't do that. All right, guys. Well,
It's, thank you for listening.
Thank you,
and
guys.
it's DemBoyz signing off.
Destined.